Hey, it's me, Size7, and today I'll be taking on the Purple Tear solo with Argalia's page. I went ahead and sold my soul, because this is the 5th time I've done this fight. We're running Strongest, Lone Fixer, Meow's Prowess, and Slashing Prowess of Grade 8 Fixer. I sold my soul because I'm going to be using Celestial Spear and Marionette, replacing some cards from Argalia's combat page set. And the reason for that is the Purple Tear has some really annoying cards that Argalia just can't deal with. I went through about 5 attempts and it dawned on me that there's just no survivability for Argalia to actually make it to like emotion level 5, where you can nullify your stagger damage that you take. And that is absolutely necessary for this fight, and he has no way to stall out for it. So Celestial Spear is used to counter two specific combat pages that the Purple Tear has. One in her slashing phase, which I'll call out when she uses it, and one in her blunt stance, which is Duel. Duel is a very powerful card. And here I get lucky, she switches to guard stance when I have a ton of bleed, so I don't have to deal with that. And the annoying thing with Purple Tear is she has a lot of power boosting. Like you can see her combat cards as adding +2 to slash for this scene, and then on the scene when she changes stances she gains, like, I think it's +3 to whatever stance she changes to overall. She's really hard to deal with. She's especially hard to deal with solo, specify. You see Vengeance doing a lot of work here, giving me +12 strength for this scene. So that was one of the cards that I'm looking to counter with Celestial Spear, the one that's on her 7 speed die. I didn't catch the name. That's one of them. Violet Blade, there it is. And also something to note is that when Purple Tear is in her slashing stance, she does even more damage to you. Not stagger damage, but just health damage. Now she's in her blunt stance. Now, this is where I kept running into trouble with just using Argalia's cards, because as you can see, my stagger is really low, and if I get hit by like one thing, then I'm gonna get staggered. So this is where Marionette comes in. Since the second dice on Marionette is an evade dice, you can see dodge, regain some stagger, and it's pretty much the only reason I didn't get staggered in this turn and was able to stagger her instead. And then I get Shell, so nullifies stagger damage. Now I can hit her to send her off to another floor, because that's what she does. And here I make a bit of a mistake. Since I have Vampirism, I could regain more health than I choose to here by playing all the cards that I could. But for some reason, I guess I was just so happy to be actually winning this that I wasn't thinking. So she goes on to the floor of art for Netzach, and her Massacre begins one-sided. So brutal. will say, so this is the second time I've soloed Purple Tear with Argalia's key page. But the first time I did it, I wasn't thinking, and when she teleported to another floor, I used that floor to do damage. And since that isn't in the spirit of a solo challenge, I decided to not use that and to try it again. It is what it is. I really enjoy these challenges. So Purple Tear's Pierce Stance just has a lot of bleed damage on it that you really want to avoid, because then you basically can't attack the scene afterwards if you do get a lot of bleed stacks, because you'll just end up killing yourself essentially. Something I noticed while using the passive combination of the strongest and Meow's prowess is that it makes it more difficult to proc resonance because of these infinity speed die. Because there's no way to activate it on infinite speed die. So you can kind of back yourself into a corner in terms of running low on cards. You're not really careful about that. Which made me also realize that the ideal amount of vibration you want on a target is 5. And the reason being is that Argalia's key page has its speed die roll range is between 4 and 6. So if the vibration on a target is 5, then no matter what speed die you roll, the combat page set that you play for speed die will always trigger resonance. That's something really useful to keep in mind, and you can probably build decks around that. I might look into it to make like a really overpowered Argalia page set using Allegro and Largo primarily. And the amount of strength that I'm getting off of using Vengeance and because of all the damage you just take naturally in this fight, because Purple Tear hurts. She's so strong. And I got really lucky here, getting 3 infinite speed die. Because that's a lot of damage. So I guess I can talk more about Meow's prowess and the strongest and how it works. So Meow's prowess, based on the difference between your speed die and your opponent's speed die that you're clashing with, if your speed die is so much higher than theirs, then it adds a certain amount of strength or a certain amount of power to your entire combat page set. And with the strongest, when you get these infinite speed die, obviously your speed is infinite. It's as high as it can possibly go. So you're always guaranteed +5 power on your combat cards. And here, Purple Tear gets staggered and taken down. Finally. This was definitely the hardest one to do so far. Yeah, I feel bad for having to change cards, but it just feels necessary. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one.